Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
But let me hurry up and get through all these points. But the biggest surveillance issue isn't the fact that every major phone company has entire NSA floors in it, everything is wired through the NSA, or that through FEMA, all the radio and TV stations have, by law, FEMA comes in and puts in their own equipment to control all of yours by remote control, by radio, by shortwave. They can dial in and take over. That was done in '96 as well, EAS. You've got this whole grid set up. The police have been trained and prepared to block off all the highways if you try to evacuate or run. You know about the 26,000 preachers they've got trained to give their flocks sermons about handing their guns in, going to forced labor camps, letting the government take your children. The sermons are all being given right now everywhere. You know about the 23,000 executives trained in InfraGard. You know about the 500,000, it was 490-something thousand truck drivers, and that was in the first 3 years of the program. They've already trained another 500,000, so it's really close to 1 million, but let's just say 500,000. Trained to spy and tattle and look for things everywhere, and of course, they're not going to find it. You go to these anti-terror training meetings, we've seen full videos online, because they're public, and the first 2 days is about looking for Al-Qaeda and truck bombs, and the next 3 days, it's a week-long course, is, by the way, did you see a parent spank their child at a rest stop? Go ahead and call the cops. Did you see somebody throw a beer can in a trash can? Then, of course, it's not really a beer can, but the cops still pull you over. You've got your prescriptions out of their box. You go ahead and go to jail for that. We've read those cases. Did you hug your child? Did it look like pedophilia? Go ahead and call the cops. Do you see a person walking with a bag on their back? Go ahead and call the cops. Did you see somebody filming? Go ahead and call the cops. To where now the cops just walk up and say, turn your camera off. Don't videotape anything. You're not allowed to in America. There's no law. They don't care. But the real spying goes on when you go into the big computer store, when your computer's broken, and it's factored into what you pay for, because they have to spend hours spying on you. Under, quote, regulations, now under law, and so you pay to be spied on and have your Fourth and Fifth Amendment violated, and they don't even tell you you're being spied on. Or when you have the computer guy at your house, they spy on you. Now, they all get money for, what do they look for? They look for illegal gambling. They go and look at any porn that might have even accidentally, and Lord knows it's all over the web, where somebody just might have looked young. There are millions of these sites, and it's on the hotel TVs, but that doesn't matter. The point is, they see something that just might look like she's under 18. You're getting a SWAT team visit. All DynCorp's flying kidnapped children out every day publicly, and they don't get in trouble. They have congressional hearings about it. Now, when the carpet cleaner's in your house, remember, these guys are morons. They think that your girlfriend's going to botany school at UT. This is a real story. Doesn't matter if she's growing orchids. There's a grow light. That must be illegal. You get SWAT teamed. Happened to the apartment next to me. That was 13 years ago. 14 years ago. I don't know, like 95. So that goes on. So when we get back, I'm going to give you the new news. By law in Texas, they are going to spy on you. No judge, no jury, no warrant. It's more East German than East Germany. It's more pathetic than anyone on earth. Of course, it's us. It's got to be. I mean, we're the worst. We kill 50 million of babies. I mean, we're scum. Gold is up again today at over $945 an ounce. Wow. In the middle of a vacation week. Speaking of that, Jason Bermas is back in Austin working on his film, Fabled Maisie Birds. I'm just teasing him. fabled enemies. He'll be sitting in Friday. I'm going to go visit family. I appreciate him doing that. He wants to work. He's back. He's had his vacation. Went to a wedding back in New York, and he wants to sit in. I have to say that or I'll get mean emails. You're making him work on 4th of July. I swear that's how it works. Okay, let me get back to the police state. Let me get back to the spying. You need to know, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to hide. These spooks, the little spies that are everywhere make money. I mean, most of them aren't carpet cleaners to get the $15 an hour. They're there to get the rewards. And I've seen news reports of where you'll have a carpet cleaner who's making $80,000 a year, $120,000 a year, or a plumber who's making $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year, depending on how energetic they are, just spying on people. Exterminators, air-conditioned people. They are in your house, and they're there to spy on you. Most companies. And they want that money so bad that if they see gun cases, they're going to go ahead and call the cops. And this has happened to me. Legal guns. They don't know. They move in from California. They believe TV is reality. They watch dramas like NYPD Blue where they find a gun in your house, you go to jail where they've been disarmed. They think it's Washington, D.C. You need to know the danger, folks. I mean, a woman in Phoenix drank a glass of water in a wine glass, and the cops were called, and they went ahead and took her to jail because she had just been to the dentist, and she had a bottle of painkillers. They don't stop, folks. They're here to put you in the system. They're here to throw you into its jaws. And I don't want to hear you're here to keep us safe. Again, the illegal aliens can have DWIs. They can now have cocaine and heroin and are not arrested or released in San Francisco. They don't have to have IDs, but citizens are arrested. We are scum. They are gods. You are God. We're just going to admit to everyone that government is now God, and we don't like it, and we're going to rebel. You have to admit what we become. So, all of this is happening. And there's hundreds of ways you're spied on. You think, oh, my public school, it has a counselor for my child. The counselor there is looking for dirt to give the police and the CPS. Okay? And I see the cases all the time here locally. I see them all over the country. A child skins their arm on the playground in front of witnesses. It doesn't matter. The teacher asks, what is that? Did your mommy do that? And does mommy spank you? And the child says, yeah, mommy spanks me sometimes when I'm bad. Oh, that's it, mommy did that. It's over. You don't hand your kid over to the child rape squads, and that's who they are, the CPS, literally, then the SWAT team's coming. I mean, let's just admit what we are. Let's admit how bad it really is. You pull up, you've got your 14-year-old, your 10-year-old, and your 2-year-old in the car. You pull up and you walk 9 feet on Walmart surveillance camera to throw $8.50 into the Salvation Army Cup. It's over, folks. You're arrested. You're taken down. Your children are taken. Done. You understand? This is who we are. You mean to list hundreds of cases here? Predatory state everywhere, making you the criminal. And they haven't even gotten started yet. Now, Paul Lawson did a great article, Utility Workers Hired as Stasi Informants in Colorado, California, and Arizona. Now, these are just federalized, is why you're hearing about it. This is nothing, folks. Hundreds of police, firefighters, paramedics, utility workers have been trained and recently dispatched as terrorism liaison officers in Colorado, Arizona, California to watch for suspicious activity. Now, remember, that means all crime, folks. There's no real terror. Which is later fed into a secret government database. See, they're starting the databases now on everybody. According to the Denver Post, it is a tactic intended to feed better data into terrorism early warning systems. No, all the real experts say it floods everything with chatter and BS to where real intelligence can't stop attacks. But see, that's the whole point. The NSA is there to make sure that the black ops were able to carry out the attack and to spy on other government agencies that are trying to do the right thing or other compartments. Warning system to uncover intelligence that could help fight anti-U.S. forces. But the vague nature of the TLO mission and their focus on reporting both legal and illegal activity has generated objections. Do you remember some of the heads of the federal marshals, air marshals, saying, look, we're ordered every day to put innocent people in a terror database little kids taking pictures, moms laughing on the plane. This is ruining their lives. That's the whole point. By the way, you know there's over 8 million of you in the database. It's not 1 million anymore. We're all terrorists.